Welcome to my floss tube. This is floss tube number 1. I've thought a lot about doing a floss tube. I've seen some of my friends do some floss tubes. Um, and I've always been kind of interested in video making and online stuff. I do a little bit of streaming over on Twitch. But cross stitching is a really big passion of mine. I've turned it into a small business as well. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to make a YouTube slash FlossTube channel to kind of show off some of my personal stitches that I like to work on. So I guess this video is going to be just a little bit about me. I am 32 years old. I have been married to my wonderful husband for 9 years, and we have 2 beautiful and wild and crazy daughters. I have a 7-year-old and a 1-year-old, so they definitely keep me on my toes. Yeah, that's kind of my personal life, I guess. My stitching journey began when I was a little girl. My mom, who can do pretty much any craft. I'm serious. She knows how to knit, she knows how to crochet, she can quilt, she can cross stitch, she can do more traditional embroidery. I guess cross stitching is traditional, but she can do everything. I got cross stitching. That's the only thing I inherited. But she would teach us cross stitching when we were little kids, my brother and I, by using yarn and plastic canvas to make Christmas ornaments. So that's where I got started. I kind of did it for a little bit, and then I stopped because I was a kid. I wanted to do kid things, and cross stitching just didn't interest me that much. I didn't pick it up again. I mean, I did pick up some kits now and then, mostly like the small dimension kits or, ones that you find in Walmart or something like that. It wasn't until I got into college that I really picked up cross-stitching again. And that's when I started buying some of the bigger kits, some of the, the gold collection by Dimensions. And I did everything from kits back then. I didn't really buy my own fabric to do things or buy just the patterns that you can get and stuff. I did everything out of kits. I didn't even realize, I think I knew somewhat that you could do patterns not in a kit, but it wasn't until I stumbled across a website called Sprite Stitch that I saw people doing what I like to refer to as non-traditional cross stitch. They were taking their passion for geeky things like video games and pop culture and turning that into cross-stitched masterpieces that celebrated that passion and love of geeky things. And I'm a big geek myself. I'm into, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, sci-fi, fantasy. I pretty much am into most things. So I loved that. And I quickly got on board and quickly began to figure out how to make my own patterns using sprites from video games and just learning and making friends that were into the same things I was into. And I've made some very close and very dear friends from that website, and I'm so thankful for that for so many reasons. So yeah, Sprite Stitch really gave me the ability and the knowledge and the realization that cross-stitching is more than just flowers and samplers, which those are good too. I enjoy doing more traditional cross-stitching, but the nerdy and the subversive cross-stitching definitely holds a special place in my heart. So that's kind of my cross-stitching journey and a little bit about me. I'm sure on upcoming videos more of that will come out, but that's all I can think about now for a first video. I'm hoping these videos won't be too long. I mean, I don't have a lot to talk about, but I can talk. Trust me, I'm a stay-at-home mom. When I get people's undivided attention, I can talk. So, let me show you what whips I'm working on right now. Yay, whips! So this first one is the Stitch Your Own Adventures Letters from Hogwarts. stitch along. It's going to be happening next year, 2020, but the borders have already been released. So this is what I have gotten done on it so far. See if we can see that. I am currently working on, I forgot, I have to go figure out where I'm looking at. I have to do the eyes still in the sky, but I'm currently working on the Hogwarts Express over here. So that's fun. And I'm really enjoying it. The instructions require that you roll for your wand and stuff, but I actually took my wand color from my wand over on Pottermore, which you can kind of see the color, the two colors. But I rolled for the handle and the end for it. There is supposed to be more detail work, like some backstitching here. Don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know. I'm still deciding. But I'm loving this pattern so much. So I changed the colors wherever they are. I can't find them. Right here. These are a little bit brighter than what it called for. I think this is 321 or 666. I think it's 321. It looks a little dark. And I think this is 798. So, yeah. And I love the details you can see in the Hogwarts Express. Like the shadow effects are amazing. So if you're interested in that, again, that's by Cunning Cross Stitch. You can find the group over on Facebook. And bonus, he's doing it all for free. You can buy him a, whatever, it's pronounced coffee, I think. But yeah, his design is amazing and I absolutely love it. Next up, oh, I guess I should say these are my whips that I'm currently working on, like I have out, I'm actively working on. I have a whole box over there full of whips that I may or may not ever touch again, so we'll see. So this next one is the Nutcracker Parade Stitch Along by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and you may see a lot of their patterns because I love their patterns. Oh, I guess I forgot to say this. Hold on. I forgot to say this fabric is actually, I think it's 16 count Aida, and I actually ice dyed it myself. The first time I ever ice dyed anything, and I love how it turned out, and I'm probably going to be doing more of that in the future, and maybe I'll make a tutorial for you guys too, if that's something you guys are interested in. So this Nutcracker Parade by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, I love this. I'm not too big into like the Nutcracker per se, but my daughter and I got to go see it on stage a couple of years ago, and she's actually getting to go again this year. So I figured this was something that would be fun to have and maybe put upstairs in the playroom or her room for Christmas time. So this fabric, let's see, I have it, oh, it's still here, is 28 count cashel linen in the color Dwarf, I believe, by Pictures Plus, and it's kind of this, it's almost like a denim, like a light denim blue. So, and it's got some darker swirls in it and stuff, and I really like it. This is my first time really working 2/2 on linen. I have done a piece 1/1 before on like 22 count. I don't recommend that. But because of what it was and what I needed, the size of it and everything, that was kind of the only option. But I'm still kind of slow working on linen just because you have to, you know, when you're doing over 2. So I'm a bit slow, but I'm loving how this is popping out. So I'm probably going to do some more stuff on linen in the future. And I have one more whip that I have out. This is the Haunted Mansion Stitch Along from the I think it was last year, so 2018 Halloween Stitch Along from the Tiny Modernist. In this, can you see it all? Nope, that's not part of it. Where'd it go? I have a random red thread. This is what I have done on it so far, so I'm kind of do a little zoom in. I gotta get used to this being backwards. So I'm liking this. This is on, let's see, what is this on? this is on 16 count Ada in the color Haunted by Picture This Plus. I love Picture This Plus. Although I find out that when it's dyed on 16 count, it's sometimes not as true color, which is fine for the most part. But this is absolutely perfect for this particular piece. So I don't know if you can see. You can see I'm working on the moon. And the moon is actually supposed to be yellow and like orangish colors. But I had a friend who got it from someone else, and I don't remember who. But my friend is Link is my homeboy here on YouTube. And she did it in this more realistic gray scheme, and I loved how that turned out so much. And there's so much other yellow stuff in here that I just kind of wanted to stick with the gray. So that's what that is. I think it's like 04 is one of them. There's some of the new colors. So yeah, happy with that. And if you see those little eyes near there, that's actually a ghost, and I am planning on doing that in glow in the dark thread. So all these pieces, oh, I forgot to show you some, oh, my mind is scattered, are using, I think, all of the called for DMC, or at least they're all using DMC for sure. And this one, my snowflake, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. See that little glitter? That's the new DMC Atoll thread that has the sparkles woven into the thread, and I love it because it's metallic, but it's not a pain to work with. So those are my whips that I currently have out. I do have a commission that I need to finish up with my business stuff. I won't be sharing too much of my business stuff here. I'm trying to keep that a little bit separate. But I might put a link down to my Facebook down below in the description if you guys are interested. I do have some finishes that I finished fairly recently. This one I need to finish it up. But this is Gobble Till You Wobble by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Isn't it cute? You can't see the white very well. And this one gave me some trouble. It looks pretty straightforward. I believe this is on 16 count. I want to say it's Doubloon, maybe? Or Legacy. It's either Legacy or Doubloon by Picture This Plus. But this one gave me a lot of trouble for some reason. And fortunately, it's somehow all lined up so that the border all lined up. But I screwed up so much counting somewhere here. Don't know what happened, but apparently I also screwed up somewhere else too, so it all somehow lined up and I didn't have to do any frogging because I absolutely refused to do the frogging because by the time I realized that I had screwed up, it was way past the point of me caring. So, and then this one is also by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is called Christmas Goodies. Both of these are in their seasonal sayings collection, and I love them, and I'm going to have one for every month. So, be on the lookout for those. So this is Christmas Goodies, and you can't, this is actually a very pale pink, and the white actually kind of got hidden on it, so I actually outlined the milk in the blue that is somewhere else on the pattern. And then these things are absolutely adorable. These tiny, tiny little, these are buttons that look like chocolate chips, and they're adorable, and I love them. And yes, I love it. I love how that turned out. That's actually going to be a present for someone who probably won't watch us. So I'm going to make another one for myself so I have around the house for December. The Gobble Till You Wobble. I'll have to show this when I get all done. I found someone in the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery group over on Facebook shared how they did a finish, and I really loved it, and it's a good idea if you want to change out your seasonal sayings. So I am going to do that, and I will show you guys that once I get it to the point of actually being able to show. Oh, I was going to show some other finishes that I have. I did get one more finish that's not framed yet, but I can't show that until the recipient receives it because it is a special gift and they have no idea that it's coming. So All right, so I have some framed works that I wanted to show, just kind of show how I usually frame some things. And all of these were created for themed art shows here in the area. The first two are from the Wizard themed art show. And this one I am calling called Fantasy Wizards. These are all wizards from the Final Fantasy series. So I did that, framed it in this. I'm very picky about my frames. So nothing, I think it was a 4x6, but nothing really looked like what I wanted. So this one actually looks pretty cool because it's a little rustic, but it's also a little polished too. So I still have that one, but it is for sale if anyone's interested. That was done, I think that's 18 count oatmeal fiddler's cloth, I believe. I don't remember. This guy is M. Rasmodius from the video game Stardew Valley, and I love him. I used the sprite to make the pattern, but I picked out all the colors, most of them by hand, because oh my goodness, he has, I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but he has so many like colors. I think, I don't remember how many he had, but like it's deceptively simple. Like it looks like, oh, that's just black, but it's not. You know, it's a combination of 310 and 938, or you know, some of those super dark blues, and getting the purples just right, because I have a hard time with some of DMC's color streams, like their blues especially. I find it hard finding a blue that I really, really like for certain circumstances. So the purple was tough, but I figured it out and I got it, and I think it looks perfect. Again, I'll see this. This one was for a Lord of the Rings themed piece, and this, I love this, and I was sad that it didn't sell, but at the same time I'm kind of happy. This is pretty big. This was my Hobbit menu, and this is done, I don't know what brand it was, but it's, the color is chalkboard. And I'm thinking it's a 16 count, but I don't know for sure. So that's all fun. I love it. I love it. And I'm debating, I'm like, you know what? It doesn't sell, and it's super expensive, you know, for someone to buy because it's just so big. And I put so much time into it, especially that frame. I'm like, oh, I might just hang that up in my own kitchen. Doesn't match anything in there, but hey, it looks cool. But yeah, so that's kind of what I have. Those are my finished ones that I have framed. Hopefully when I make in the next video, I will have some more framed goodies to show you. I'm hoping to make a video, put out a video every week or every other week. I don't know if every week will work because a lot of the time I don't get a lot of things done, but it might make me more accountable if I do one every week. So I'm not sure about a schedule, and I don't want to set a very specific schedule for myself because my life gets very busy, especially around the holidays. So it's a great time to start a FlossTube channel is around the holidays. So maybe I'll start off with every other week, or maybe every week, and maybe drop it down to every other week. I don't know. I might try for every week and see how that goes. In my head, I want to edit these and be like, wow, I want it to be super professional and, you know, make it super nice. But at the same time, I know if I try to go through with a lot of editing and try to make it super duper nice, I won't have time to make a video every week for that. So I need to keep it realistic. I want to keep them nice, but we'll see. So I think that's all I really have for you guys today. I look forward to joining the FlossTube community here on YouTube. I know a couple of you guys already, and I hope I can add something to the community, and I hope you enjoy what I produce, I guess. And yeah, if you want to know how to get some of these patterns, just comment and I will do my best to get back to you in a timely fashion and let you know where to find them at. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!